welcome! Guys, I've been reading your YouTube comments as I always do, and I've seen there are many questions, so I thought it was about time to, do another Q&A session. So, here I am, ready for your questions. I have to say that making this video was quite a challenge for various reasons, mainly because of my baby daughter. So, I had to stop a couple of times and then continue the next day. And I really hope you won't be bothered by that. Sunt is the modern spelling, whereas sunt is the old one. Nowadays, we only use that u at the beginning of words or at the end of words. Is that boring to you, my dear? Well, these two prepositions are kind of tricky, so maybe it will help to know that la is frequently used with public institutions. You can say la gara, la poștă, la școală, whereas un is used to indicate position within limits. I can say, for example, la gara, which is at the train station, but I can also say în gară, which means that I'm inside the building. I don't know if it makes sense, but you can actually say both. It just depends on what you're trying to say. A vowel is the one most prominent sound in a syllable, whereas a semivowel is shorter in duration and never stressed. Let's take, for example, the word seară. Here we have the syllable sea, which contains a vowel and a semivowel. So the vowel is a because it's the most prominent sound, and the semivowel is e because it's shorter in duration. So you won't pronounce these two sounds as ea, but together as ea. This is what we call a diphthong. Yep, sunt bine means I'm fine or I'm alright. I'm pretty sure you can find the rest of the conjugations somewhere else on the web. There must be other online resources. But what my project here on YouTube is concerned, I personally haven't made any videos on the rest of the conjugations. In Romanian, what verbs are concerned, we have three so-called voices. So there's the active voice, the passive voice, and the reflexive voice. Many verbs have a reflexive counterpart, which is many times not different in meaning. Let's take, for example, a verb like a spăla, to wash. So I can use it as in eu spăl copilul, I wash the child, or as in eu mă spăl, I wash myself. So a spăla is to wash, and a se spăla is to wash oneself. So this is the reflexive counterpart that doesn't mean a different thing. However, there are situations where the reflexive verb has nothing to do with a non-reflexive counterpart. For example, in this case, a uita, which is to forget, and a se uita, which means to watch something, like to watch TV. Okay, I'll think about it. I'm going to make a list of my favorite Romanian songs and then put the links to the music videos in the description box down below. So if you're interested to listen to these songs, you know where to find them. If you want to be polite or if you're addressing a group of people, use the following. Luați-o la stânga, or luați-o la dreapta, or mergeți drept înainte, or mergeți tot înainte. If you're addressing just one person and you're being casual or informal, then use the following. Ia-o la stânga, or ia-o la dreapta, or mergi drept înainte or mergi tot înainte. Well, that's an exciting question because my father is actually an army officer and I've been surrounded by army people my entire life. So I know some of the military ranks, but not all of them. There are so many of them. So let's see what I can remember. There's soldat, then there's fruntaș, caporal, sergent, plutonier, locotenent, capitan, major, colonel, general. That's it. The more you know. Newspapers may feel a little bit difficult to follow, but I can give you some suggestions and you can find those in the description box down below. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone who teaches Romanian in California. Wow, I just saw a mouse. Oh my gosh. Prepoziții pot fi folosite în nenumărate feluri, de exemplu, cu sens local sau temporal, cauzal și așa mai departe. Din cu sens local desemnează frecvent punctul de plecare sau originea, respectiv proveniența, în timp ce din cu sens temporal se referă la punctul de plecare în timp. În cu sens local indică interiorul spațiului în care are loc o acțiune sau suprafața pe care se produce o mișcare, în timp ce în cu sens temporal se referă la timpul în care se petrece o acțiune. Questions, my friend. So let's see, what's the difference between acel and acest? Acel means that over there, and acest is this over here. When do we say casa and not casa? I made a special lesson on this topic where I explained to you guys how to add definite articles at the end of words, at the end of nouns. But I don't remember specifying when to use articles, so I don't think I really talked that much about article usage, because there are some special cases, like for example after demonstrative adjectives or after possessive adjectives, or when using the adjective tot, when nouns get definite articles. There are, of course, other situations as well, so maybe I will make a separate lesson on this topic. When do we use sub between two verbs? In Romanian, we have a special verbal mood called the subjunctive. So whenever you use the subjunctive, you also have to use this sub because it's actually part of the subjunctive. Now, it's important to know when to use the subjunctive, right? So it's good to know that there are special verbs and special expressions, especially impersonal expressions that require the subjunctive. Like in case of verbs expressing a wish or a doubt or a proposal and so on, or all sorts of impersonal expressions like it's good to it's bad and so on. So whenever you use such verbs and expressions, you need to add the subjunctive. Now, the verb a putea is a little bit special because it's one of the few verbs that can be used both with the infinitive and the subjunctive. So you can say both eu pot fi or eu pot să fiu, and they mean the same thing. However, the one used with the infinitive, so eu pot fi, sounds a little bit more formal than the one used with the subjunctive. уже давно не говорила по-русски, но позволь мне попытаться ответить на твои вопросы. У меня нет родственников в Молдове, я там просто друга посетила, и он знал русский. Вообще, думаю, что в Молдове все говорят по-русски. Так, я люблю русскую литературу, именно поэтому и решила учить русский язык. Я предпочитаю современную литературу, но мне очень нравится поэзия Лермонтова и Пушкина. Да, когда-то даже знала наизусть письмо Татьяны к Онегину. Я к вам пишу, чего же более. Что я могу еще сказать? О, нет, боже, нет. Это было давным-давно. Я очень люблю и другие русские романы, как, например, «Мастер и Маргарита», или «Преступление и наказание», или «Лолита». Да, даже если этот роман был написан на английском, не на русском. Что касается фильмов, мой любимый русский фильм — это «Стиляги». Так, что там еще? Когда ты все успеваешь, поделись секретом, как это тебе удается? Нет, у меня никаких секретов. I think I answered this question many times, but for those of you who don't know, I'm Romanian. I was born and raised in Romania, in Constanța by the sea. But I moved to Germany after graduating from college, so I'm currently living in Germany. Alrighty, that's about it for now. I really hope this was helpful, and if you have further questions, please leave them in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Be happy!